We were talking before you came on about a guy that you work with, Joe Sestak from Pennsylvania, ran a great campaign, but he said throughout that campaign, said to us, said it on radio, said it here, that the White House made a deal with him, said we'll give you this position as Secretary of Navy if you get out of the race. And Joe and Mark, all of us were saying, well, that's a crime. That's a problem. They need to step back, don't they?
Well, perhaps, except, you know, you have conversations all the time. Dude, please don't run in this primary. It's going to be very divisive. If you want to get ahead in Washington, there are other ways to do it, that kind of thing.
Right,
I mean, the question is where that line gets drawn. I want to tell you something. I mean, I wish the White House and Congressman Sestak, I think he's going to be successful. He's going to be a great senator for Pennsylvania. This is not a great subject to be talking about all the time, which is why
he needs to clean it up.
Which is why Darrell Issa and other Republicans are driving it. I think he needs to get back to talking about what the people of Pennsylvania want.
Would you urge the White House to put out all the facts about the conversations? Gibbs has acknowledged there were conversations. He just says they weren't
You know what?
improper.
My view is in a situation like this, I believe there's probably less here than meets the eye, not more. Every time they don't put out that type of information, they accelerate the story a little bit. I think that when Sestak's talking about jobs in Pennsylvania, how far on the fringe Toomey is, I think that's a path to winning. When we're having conversations like this about Sestak 3 days after, that's a problem. So I think that what the White House should do is to some degree say, look, here are the facts here. It's not.
Why only to some degree? Why not be very specific so that there's no ambiguity? Why not put all the facts out about conversations, have a report written, here's the date of the conversations, here's what was said.
It's a serious part.
Maybe, or it might not be. I mean, it might be a casual
But you call them to put out all the facts, right?
Here's what are you? Which show is this on? Let him grill me, will you, buddy? You know, look. Here's what I would say is that if there's not a lot going on here, then just say whatever is going on.
Thank you.
One thing's for sure. I mean, I certainly don't know. I mean, no one would offer me a job to you know, this is the best job I'm ever going to get.
I'm with you, baby.
Doesn't it trouble you that he says he was offered a job? It's not like, oh, they talked to me about a
Sestak's been
job.
very. That's a real problem here. Sestak's been blunt.
Was made. What does an offer mean?
I don't know. You know, can I tell you something? To some degree, you know, Congressman Sestak in this primary was trying to drive the line. I'm this independent guy standing up to Washington.
Right.
Maybe he did.
Okay.
And maybe this is evidence of that. One thing I do know is that when a congressman from New York comes on and he's being asked to explain the conversation, said, you know, someone has to help us out here. And I think probably the White House and Sestak have to make sure we're not talking about this